What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with another review for Tyler Perry's Sistas, you guys. This is season 5 of episode 6. Season 5, episode 6. Keep it 100. And that's exactly what we're going to do, is keep it 100 in this review. Before we get into it, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, then what are we doing? Why are we going out on this date every week and you guys leave me with the bill? Stop doing that. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Sistas, shall we? So this episode, we picked up where the last one left off with Andy meeting Madam. The way Andy kept sitting there, I was like, girl, why are you being, like, Andy was really starting to get on my nerves, right? Say what, Fatima? Oh, huh? Because she found out that Madam is the one that beat that nigga's ass, Hayden, and put him on a car. Wait, huh? Fatima Fatima used to work for me. We used to work together, we family, and me and Fatima used to, but she went legit. Huh? I was like, Andy, girl, shut up. She also finds out that Madam, owns Club Eden. And so Madam asks Andy, what do you do for a living? She says, I'm an attorney. Madam was like, oh, I think I found my new girlfriend. I'm like, girlfriend? Now, you guys can answer this question for me because I've never watched All the Queen's Men. Is Madam bisexual, or is Madam saying girlfriend in the sense of a girlfriend, like a literal girlfriend, just a girl that is her friend? Let me know. So then we move over to this, oh God, you guys, Karen is pathetic. I ain't gonna be over here that long because I can tell you that right now. This episode wasn't like the best. Karen is pathetic, you guys. I'm so sick of Karen, right? So you guys know Karen, Aaron, Lisa, and Zach are having dinner. I thought the purpose of that was for Karen to read the letters to them. Zach was frustrated. He wanted to go. Aaron wants to chime in, talking about you're stressing her out. Karen says you're both stressing me out. Zach says I'll leave. Lisa tells him no. I'm like, bitch. Okay. I was with Zach because Aaron just wanted to chime in. I'm like, Aaron, you acting like you are better than Zach. The only thing you have on Zach is you've had a stable job. I guess you have a stable job, and you're a preacher. But you're a preacher. That's never mind. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So Lisa wants for Karen to read her letter, right? So Karen starts reading her letter to Aaron first. Now, she had me when she started out with the letter, right? That she told Aaron she was basically using him to get over Zach. Cool. But then Karen really lost me when Karen started going up. I was like, okay, Karen, you owning up to your shit that you don't really want him, that you were using him. And then Karen went downhill for me. When Karen started talking cash, she just was bashing Zach. Now, when she and Zach were in a relationship, was Zach perfect? No. Was Zach a fuck up? Yes, but damn. Because she's like, if I had met you before Zach or anybody else, we would probably be together. I was like, Karen, girl, shut up. Oh, Karen was getting on my nerves. And like I just said a minute ago, because I don't want nobody getting in the comments be like, but y'all just go up for Zach. Yes, I go up for Zach. I don't deny that I go up for Zach. I like Zach. But in the beginning, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't reviewing the show in the first season or two, but I was watching, and I wasn't here for Zach because I didn't like the things I did not like how Zach was written in the earlier seasons. I did not like that about Zach. The way that Zach was, especially when he went to stay. He stayed with, like, no. When Zach was going from house to house and all that kind of shit, nah, I wasn't here for Zach. Zach is a grown ass man. Like, no, I was not here for Zach. I was not here for Zach and all the things that we had heard that he had done to Karen. I wasn't here for it, right? But when Zach got with chain breakers, he started moving differently. And especially when he got the money from that stock, we saw a change in Zach. And that is let's keep it real, that is the person that Karen always wanted him to be. But as much as I can say negative things, say what was bad about Zach, I can also say what was bad about Karen. Karen would beat Zach down. Like, let's not forget that Karen accused him of stealing from her. But this is the man that you want. This is the man that you still in love with. I'm not even. You know what? We're not even gonna go there. Let's pause here and let's move forward. So, you guys, Robin. So I do want to address Robin as well, right? Because so I want to let it be known, like in last week's episode, like I wasn't like necessarily defending Andy. I wasn't saying Andy is wrong. Like Andy, I didn't feel bad for Andy because Andy's put herself in these positions, right? Now, because I didn't agree with her sleeping with Robin in the first place. It was bad enough it's bad enough that you slept with Gary. It's bad enough that you were with Gary, right? Like Andy does questionable things. You slept with a client who was married and you were defending defending his wife in their divorce. I would think that they would have, I mean, she should have been recused. She should have recused, well, when she found out, when, I'm not even getting into the whole Jasmine Gary situation again, right? But Andy does questionable things, and Andy does use her sexuality. The only time I would say Andy hasn't really used her sexuality to get something that she wanted was with, well, nah, can't even say with Paris because shit, she was, Andy just uses a, oh God. Andy really does use her sexuality when you think about it, right? Because even with the way Andy, even how provocative Andy dresses, and I always notice that about Andy, like, well, it's okay to dress sexy, right? But a lot of times Andy's titties are out. A lot of times her titties are out. So Paris went into Robin's office and Robin was asking Paris had he ever taken Andy out on a date and things like that. And I was so happy that Paris played like he didn't, right? Paris said he only knew Andy from work. But we all know Andy and Paris have had sex with each other and they went out with each other. So that's a lie. But I'm glad that Paris play like he didn't know what it was. And I also do want to point out one thing about Robin, right? So I didn't like Robin's approach to Andy in last week's episode, and I also didn't like how he was talking about Paris. He was being classist when it came to Paris. He was looking down on Paris because Paris is a janitor. But you do know that sometimes people can work their way from a janitor up the ladder. So go to hell, Mr. Robin. So then we see Danny. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. This scene with Danny, the Danny scenes in this episode, I wasn't fond of them. I thought they were stupid. I got what Danny was saying she wanted, right? And I'm not judging Danny. I'm not judging. Well, am I judging Danny? Yes, I am. I'm judging Danny off the fact that no, I'm not judging Danny. I'm not judging Danny because I'm cool with Danny. So Danny went to the bar with the guy whose name I still don't know. She told him she just want to have a hot girl summer. And I'm like, girl, live your life. Because she going from Preston to Logan to this guy to the butt licker. What was John Moody's character's name? All I can ever think about is the butt licker. Because that's what Preston calls him, the butt licker. Damn, how many men has Danny been linked to? The butt licker, Preston, Logan, this airport guy. Baby, Danny been having a hot girl summer since she lost that weight, and I'm here for it. She's still stressed out about Sabrina. She don't want to talk about it with him. She just want to have a drink and have a good time. She want to drink and smoke. And he says, cool. But he also thinks that with him buying her some drinks, that she's supposed to give up the Hello Kitty. I was like, Danny, don't give this lame ass nigga no Hello Kitty. Please don't. So I'm gonna pause here and we're gonna move forward, you guys. So if we move back over to Fatima, Madam, and Angela, right? So Andy's still talking to them. Madam asked Andy what kind of attorney was she. She said she's a divorce attorney. She's like, girl, I can't do nothing with that. I need a criminal attorney. She says, I know some criminal attorneys. I like you. So Madam also did research on Andy before she got there, so she knows about Sabrina. So she calls one of the judges that comes to Club Eden and doesn't pay. So she found out that Sabrina's in the county, that she's going to be seeing a judge tomorrow. She's made it so Andy can go see Sabrina, and she can also call Sabrina, right? She can talk to Sabrina over the phone. And she also told Andy that they got a recording of Maurice Webb saying that they were in on the robbery, right? And I'm just like, if any lawyer who listens to that can definitely say he's being facetious. Ah, Maurice was clearly being facetious in that. Like, what proof? Like, what proof do you guys have? You guys have to have. You gotta have more proof than a recording. You like when it comes to things like that. Nobody is going to issue an arrest warrant unless you can prove without a reason. You can prove it that they are responsible for it. So that means that you would have to have survey. Like, okay, this is Tyler's world, and we just living in it, huh? So Andy got a phone call, and it was Robin. So she went outside to take the phone call, right? Robin is apologetic to her. She's like, if this is not about business, we ain't got nothing to talk about, and hung up in his face. So then she went back in where Fatima and Angela and Madam were. She told them she's gonna have to go, right? They like, she finna go fuck that man. So then they were talking about where is Zach, right? So Fatima says he's over his ex's house, and her mother invited me over. And Madam was like, I think you should go over there and set that bitch straight. I was like, I agree. Go over and set Karen and then wayward ass wig straight. Set Karen's ass straight. That's all we gotta do. Set Karen straight. I just want some. Oh my. So you guys do realize Karen got pregnant in season 4, right? And I can't remember what part. What I don't know if it was the first half of season 4 or if it was the second half of season 4. Tyler, how long do you plan for Karen to be pregnant? There's only so much of Karen I can take. There is only so much Karen I can take. Oh God, there's only so much Karen I can take. Okay, you guys, I want to pause here and move forward. Next up, you guys, Calvin and Q. Calvin got home and Q was in the apartment. Calvin was as surprised as I was. I thought he put a deadbolt on. Baby, a deadbolt is a chain. How in the fuck did he get past that chain? What floor does Maurice live? Oh my God. Okay. Y'all, this scene, they really could have cut it. Because Calvin wants to put Q out. Q, for somebody who wants to be straight so badly, why do you want to sleep with Calvin? It's giving you're gay. Because you continuously hit on Calvin, talking about his vibrator, and you want, and he needs the real thing. Sir, go back to jail. I'm so over Calvin, and I'm not. It's not even really Calvin. It's Q. I don't understand where we're going with this storyline. How can Q live in that house if his name is not on that rent? You're not squatting because you ain't got no mail. Oh God. Okay. Okay. It's Tyler's world. This is JB. You know this every week. Why do you go through this? It's the Tyler Perry's world. Okay, I know that. Okay, you guys. Let's go ahead and move back over to Madam. So Matt, like I said, told you, Madam felt like that they need to go over there and set Karen straight. So then Zach called. Right, I got ahead of myself. I realized that now. Because Zach called this, so this is after Andy left. Zach calls. He's saying he's gonna be a little bit longer, right? But he's telling Fatima that Karen is blaming him for everything. So then she hangs up the phone, and when she hung up the phone, the music started blaring loudly. And who is it? It's Deja. So they like, oh, we finna go check this bitch. So they went outside. They went over to Deja's house because Fatima's like, she's doing it so that Zach can come over there and say something to her because she wants to sleep with him, right? So they go knock on Deja's door. Deja comes out and she says that, you know, baby, Deja to start talking cash money shit to Fatima. Like, y'all be doing this shit. Y'all just messing with me. Like, I do this, I do that. So Madam goes in. Madam tapped her. She turned around and she was like, "Madam." She's like, "Uh-huh." She's like, "Wait a minute." And then she asked her, "How do you know who I am?" She's like, I'm a stripper." So she's like, "Oh, so you know who I am. So you know how I operate." She's like, "I do." So she's like, "That's my blood. That's my cousin." Apologize to her. So she says, "I'm sorry, girl." She says, "Do it like you mean it." Baby, Deja had to walk away with her tail tucked in between her legs. I was like, "Ooh." So is Madam this like again? I've never watched. I really haven't watched all the Queens of Men, so I don't know how badass Madam is. Is Madam the one that got the stud? That's her. Madam got a stud that's her right hand, right? Ain't her name Blue? Ain't her name Blue? Isn't her name Blue? I think I'm right, right? Let me know in the comment section, you guys. But let's pause here and we're gonna wrap up the episode. So you guys, we see Andy. So Andy called Danny up and she told her that Fatima's cousin was able to get her to go see, Sabrina tomorrow. So Danny says, "I'm coming with you," right? And she says, "No, Danny, you cannot come with me." She says, "Just tell him I'm your legal secretary," or something like that, right? Meanwhile, Danny and old boy, they getting hot and heavy with each other. Now I thought Danny said he wasn't getting none, right? But she done took him back to her place. He ready to have sex. Now I was confused because they started making out and she touched him and I was like, is he climaxing? Girl, I would have put him out of my place. He wouldn't. First of all, he would have never came back to my house with me. That's number one. He would have never come home with me, right? So, Andy heard him, and she's like, "You know what, girl? Tell him I said hello." So she hung up, right? So then after she hung up, she went to check her voicemails, and Paris had left her a message letting her know that Robin had, questioned him about her. So she called him up, and he told her, "Yeah, he questioned me about you, but I didn't tell him anything because I don't know what I don't really trust him." And I was like, "Thank you. We don't trust him. At least somebody don't trust him." Baby, Andy just giving out her Hello Kitty to people. All of these men are the same. Ain't SHIT. They're all the same. Ain't shit. So next up, we move back over to Karen's crib, right? Karen is crying. I'm like, oh my God, why do I have to look at Karen? Oh, the desperation that just comes from Karen, it's exhausting. I want I want Tyler to write Karen's character better because Karen is a bitter person and I just don't like seeing it on Karen. I don't like seeing that bitter side of Karen, right? So she was getting ready to read her letter to Zach and there's a knock at the door. And so they go and answer the door and who's at the door? It's Fatima. So Fatima's at the door. So that's where we ended the episode, you guys. Please let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Told you it wasn't going to be that long. It wasn't even 20 minutes. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. And if I left anything out, leave it in the comment section.